CIMB Group Holdings reported a 14% decline in third-quarter earnings to 1.01 billion ringgit on higher operating expenses and provisions. Revenue, however, was 12% higher at 4.6 billion ringgit. For the cumulative 9 months, CIMB's net profit fell 17% to 3.7 billion ringgit, while top line inched 0.3% lower to 13.3 billion ringgit. CIMB Group CEO Tengku Datuk Sri Zafrul Aziz says the group is pleased with how it performed in spite of the challenging operating environment. Looking ahead, the group will stay cautious amid global uncertainty. Still, Zafrul says the lender remains on track to meet its key financial targets. AirAsia Group CEO and co-founder Tan Sri Tony Fernandes is said to be mulling an airline in China in the longer term. Quoting Fernandes, Nikkei Asian Review says he views China as a foreign investment-friendly economy. He said the market is already critical for AirAsia, comprising almost 20% of the group's annual sales, which is why it must remain relevant there. The news portal also reveals Fernandes is planning to launch an AirAsia Group affiliate in Cambodia, followed by China and Myanmar. After a third attempt to establish a Vietnam affiliate failed earlier this year, Fernandes is reportedly switching focus to other parts of the region. AirAsia Group has listed affiliate airlines in Indonesia and Thailand, with plans for a Philippine affiliate to go public next year. Bumi Armada swung to a net profit of 153.4 million ringgit in the third quarter, from a net loss of 502.8 million ringgit a year earlier, driven mainly by its offshore marine services segment. Revenue for the quarter slipped by 10% to 527.8 million ringgit. The offshore energy facilities and services provider says its floating production and offloading business was stable. Executive Director and CEO Gary Christensen says the group disposed of 5 more offshore support vessels during the quarter and continues to pursue new jobs for its 2 subsea construction vessels in the Caspian Sea. Going forward, Bumi Armada will continue to focus on safety, improvements in overall operational performance, financial efficiencies, and the monetization of selected assets. As at the end of the third quarter, its firm order book stood at about 18.5 billion ringgit, with additional optional extensions of up to 10 billion ringgit. About $124.5 million in proceeds from the sale of the Equanimity will now be placed in the MOF's asset recovery account. Judicial Commissioner Khatijah Idris ordered the proceeds to be deposited in the fund, which will house recovered monies channeled illegally out of 1MDB. To recap, Genting Malaysia had agreed in April to purchase the vessel for $126 million. The proceeds were kept by the court sheriff in case parties decided to make claims or challenges on the sale of the vessel, which was bought by Loh Teck Joe using 1MDB funds. Since none were made, the monies, minus the sheriff's court commission and legal costs, will now go to the asset recovery account. Palm oil growers are calling on the government to suspend indefinitely the windfall profit tax, even when CPO prices have surpassed 2,500 ringgit per tonne. The Malaysia Palm Oil Association says if the tax stays, then the threshold should be increased from 2,500 per tonne to 3,000 per tonne for Peninsular Malaysia and from 3,000 per tonne to 3,500 per tonne for Sabah and Sarawak, with the proceeds channelled back to the industry. The association's CEO Datuk Nagib Wahab explains this is to give a breathing space to smallholders, as the industry as a whole is just about to recover from the pain of prolonged low palm oil prices. The dry spell experienced earlier this year is also expected to have an impact on yields in 2020.